Welcome to my channel Pocket Full of Questions. Today's question is, what is climate change? Climate change means long-term changes in temperature and weather patterns. When we observe long-term changes in usual temperature of a certain place, for example, if it's too hot during summers or if it's too cold during winters, or other weather patterns like snowfall or rainfall, these are called climate change. To understand climate change, we will have to understand the difference between weather and climate. Weather means day-to-day changes in atmosphere. So the atmospheric conditions that we observe every day, that is called the weather. For example, the condition of sun or cloud or uh, rain, lightning. That is how we keep record of the weather, by observing it daily basis. For example, it's rainy today or it's cloudy today. Maybe it's cloudy in the morning and becomes rainy or windy in the evening. This is day-to-day change in atmosphere. And climate means usual weather in a place during a year. Simply we can say, when we keep record of weather of a place for a long period of time, at least for a year, then we come to know the climate of that certain place. So this is the difference between weather and climate. Now we will discuss about the climate change. How climate change is affecting our planet. Climate change can increase the intensity and frequency of extreme weather conditions. Here some natural disasters are shown in this diagram. Though they occur naturally, but if sometimes their intensity or frequency is increased, that happens because of the climate change. And these are then called extreme weather conditions. They can be floods, they can be droughts, they can be rainfall, it is heat wave or cold wave. All these are extreme weather conditions. For example, if it rains too much unusually, it can cause floods in rivers. If it doesn't rain for a long period of time in certain area, it causes droughts. When the land becomes dry and obviously the food cannot be grown, plants and animals die in those areas, and this is another extreme weather condition. Sometimes there is heat wave, unusually hot days during summers, or unusually very cold weather during the winters. These are all extreme weather conditions, and the reason behind them is climate change. Okay, the reason behind climate change is increase in global temperature. Uh, we all know that simply it's called global warming. So basically, human produced temperature increases is called global warming. The temperature increases caused because of human activity are called simply global warming. And this global warming is the main reason behind climate change. To understand this global warming, we will have to understand some natural greenhouse effect. This greenhouse effect occurs naturally, and it's very important to keep the temperature of our planet on a certain level that is ideal for the life on planet, for animals, plants and humans. Now, what is this greenhouse effect? We all know that atmosphere is a blanket of gases that has covered our planet from all sides. Now, when the sun rays they enter this atmosphere, they strike the surface of the earth and then they are reflected back. This is a simple process in which the temperature of the planet is kept on a certain ideal level. Now, the atmospheric gases that are basically carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases. These are called greenhouse gases and they occur naturally in a certain level in our atmosphere. Now, what happens that human activity is increasing the concentration of some of these gases in the atmosphere. Look at the diagram over here. When the sun rays enter the atmosphere, they are reflected back, and this is something natural and ideal. But because of this enhanced greenhouse effect, when these rays enter the atmosphere, they are trapped inside because the gases are too dense that they cannot leave, and they keep on increasing the temperature of the planet unusually. This is called global warming. Greenhouse gas emissions blanket the earth, they trap the sun's heat. This leads to global warming and climate change. So simply this is global warming or enhanced greenhouse effect. Now, how it happens? First of all, the most important reason is burning fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are coal, oil, and gas. These are natural fossil fuels. They occur naturally, and we burn them all of the time. Either, as shown in this diagram, we are For example, if it's being burned in industries, like in powerhouses where we generate electricity, we use these fossil fuels. Even our houses, when we are cooking, when we have to keep our house cool or hot during different seasons, we burn fossil fuels, and they produce carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide. So these are greenhouse gases. Another reason is deforestation. When we cut down the trees, we cut down the forest, because obviously we need wood, we have to grow more colonies, and we have to build new cities. Now what happens that trees are basically lungs of earth. They filter the air, they absorb carbon dioxide, and they release oxygen, and that is how they keep the air clean. So once deforestation happens, this filtration of air decreases, and this is another reason of enhancement of greenhouse effect. Another reason is increasing livestock farming. Cows and sheep, when they eat food, they produce methane while they digest their food. And methane is another greenhouse gas. Now we have to rear the animals. Livestock farming is very important because we need more milk and meat and obviously wool and other things that we get from the livestock. Another reason are the fertilizers, that especially those that contain nitrogen. Fertilizers are used during cultivation. These chemicals, they contain minerals basically, those minerals that naturally occur in soil, but because we have to grow more crops, so during cultivation their amount or value that occurs naturally, it decreases in soils. So to grow healthy crops, we need fertilizers, and the fertilizers that contain nitrogen, they obviously are emitting nitrous oxide into the atmosphere. That is a greenhouse gas. Then fluorinated gases, as shown over here, the CFCs, all of the aerosols, most of them they contain CFCs. So like if it's air freshener or it's a perfume or any other kind of aerosol that has got fluorinated gases, obviously whenever we will use them, we will be the reason behind emission of that gas into the atmosphere. All these greenhouse gases will be responsible for the global warming, and all these are human activities. So basically, it's obviously we are behind all this global warming and this climate change. It's affecting our lives obviously. So maybe someday we will start thinking that how we can save our planet and how we can make our climate and our lives better. Okay, this is all about climate change, greenhouse effect, and global warming. Thanks for watching.